What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video / podcast with Dynasty Dweebs. Today, I'm going to be discussing what player you should be owning in your Dynasty and Redraft leagues. It's going to be Alvin Kamara versus Dalvin Cook. We're going to discuss the stats, break down the other aspects of each player, and come to a conclusion of who you should rather have and who you should be drafting at around that first round, that 1.5 ADP. Usually, it's the decision at the fifth pick. It's going right now, usually McCaffrey, then Zeke or Saquon, Michael Thomas, and then Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook. And I figured that I should discuss this because it's bothering a lot of people. People don't know if they should take Dalvin Cook because of the injury and the contract, and then some people debate that the volume that Dalvin Cook has is just so much better than Kamara's. But we're going to break it down, see if we come to a conclusion. So I'm just going to pull up Dalvin Cook's stats here for 2018 real quick. 2018, he had 133 attempts for 615 yards. He only played 11 games this year, so I'm not going to focus in too much on the Vikings with Dalvin Cook this year on 2018 because it's not that relevant. He missed 5 games. It's almost a third of the season. But if you look at his 2019 stats, he had 250 attempts. He averaged 4.5 yards per carry and had 1,135 yards, 13 touchdowns. For his receiving work, he had 53 receptions for 519 yards, averaging 9.8 yards per reception. Longest reception was 31 yards. So Dalvin's volume is very good. Fine RB1. There's nothing wrong with that. His stats are perfectly fine. He's an RB1. He's a top 5 RB. The question is, will he keep his status on the Vikings? Will he get a contract, or will we be seeing Alexander Mattison stepping up on the team this year? So I'm going to pull up Alvin Kamara's stats real quick for you guys in not 2018. But we need all of his stats for the 3 years. Alvin Kamara's stats in 2018. All right, here we go. 194 attempts, 883 yards, averaging 4.6 yards per rush. And this is the year that he blew up on touchdowns. 14 touchdowns this year just for rushing. For his receiving work, he had 81 receptions. With 81 receptions, he had 709 yards, averaging 8.8 yards per reception. Longest receptions, 42 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So this is the year he had 18 touchdowns. If you look at his 2019 stats, he had 171 attempts. This year he played 14 games. He missed out on 2. Had 797 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Longest rush was for 40 yards, 5 touchdowns. Now, if you look at his 2019 receiving stats, 81 receptions, 533 yards, about close to 200 yards less than 2018, averaging 6.6 yards per reception and only 1 touchdown for the receiving work. So 6 touchdowns in 2019 compared to the 18 touchdowns in 2018. I mean, that's a large step in regression. You got to think that this is going to go back up, and that's why I think his value is he's very undervalued right now. I think that people are kind of sleeping on Kamara. I mean, obviously, he's being drafted at the 5th spot, 5th to 6th, and I think that's where he needs to go. I don't think you should be reaching and taking Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders over Kamara. And I'm choosing Kamara over Dalvin Cook strictly because of Kamara's offense of the Saints. I mean, people are worrying that Drew Brees is a problem because he could only be there for 1 more year, and they don't want to see this offense without him. They don't want to see what it's going to look like with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. And I think that it will still be okay. And there's no guarantee that Kamara is staying with the Saints. They need to rework his deal. I mean, if he doesn't like the deal, he's not going to stay with the Saints. But, I mean, the cons with Dalvin are the contract. Alexander Madison's there. What are you going to do if you take Cook? You're going to have to reach in the 5th round and take Alexander Madison. I mean, that's a problem. So that's pretty much it. Kind of a shorter video today. Not too long. I think that if you're in that 5th or 6th spot, you're going to have to either trade away your pick or know that you want Kamara or Cook, because if if you don't know which one you want, you're going to have to reach and end up taking Josh Jacobs or Miles Sanders, and that's not a good idea. I think that you're going to want the elite value with Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook. So that's about it for today. Thank you for watching Dynasty Dweebs. Like and subscribe. Peace.